Tonight, a California killing spree has captivated the world for decades. Now, a group of sleuths claims to have solved the case of the infamous Zodiac killer. And they think he was a man living in Tuolumne County who died 3 years ago.
The Zodiac killer is believed to be responsible for at least 5 murders during the late 1960s. We have live team coverage on this possible break in the case, including whether the suspect may have been identified years ago. We want to begin with CBS 13's Renee Santos.
Okay, what it do, y'all? Look, we finna get into this story. The Zodiac killer came out as Gary Francis Post. Now this is something that I'd have been looking at for a while, cause I always watched the movie when I was younger, but this right here interesting. All right, we're gonna look at these comments. For some reason they saying Ted Cruz was a suspect before. That's just funny, but nah, for real, this coming out is like hella funny. It's not funny, but the fact that he came, they got it too late. You know what I'm saying? The man died like 3 years ago. But if y'all don't know, like they said, he killed like 5 people. If y'all haven't watched the movie, y'all go ahead and check out the movie. You know what I'm saying? But this right here was something crazy. I love the movie, but I was always wondering, like, damn, how this man really get away like that? You know what I'm saying? So the fact that they came up with this that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's beyond me. And so, man, the rampage that he went on, bro, just shooting up people with a mask on. And at first, I don't think he had no mask or nothing, but this was a movie in real life, though. You know what I'm saying? It happened in the Bay Area. And, like, they found him, got the scars on the head and all of that. But it was too late. I don't know what took them so long, but, you know what I'm saying? This is like the slickest murder that ever happened. The slickest mobs that ever happened, you know what I'm saying? And so, they got Ted Cruz on the screen. Like, yo, they had so many people that were saying that was the Zodiac killer, and nobody could ever prove it, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny, they were saying in the comments, it was like, well, dig his ass up, we got a Netflix series to record. But for real, like, this is a movie, but like in real life, you know what I'm saying? So like, this joint just beyond crazy how they finally done, you know what I'm saying? Finally made it
You're not
happen,
that guy.
finally figured it out.
Pal. Trust me.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
not that guy.
I think it's for a fact that it's him. But anyway, like, this right here is this is history, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy that they actually found him. But imagine that happening today. Like, somebody like killed a bunch of people, and then he was, if y'all don't know, he was like sending letters back then to the you know what I'm saying, to the police, saying it's pretty much playing with them, like like, y'all don't know what's up. Yeah, I done killed y'all niggas, and I'm just finna sit here. Yeah, I don't get away with it. But he was sending letters in, like, showing them, like, just teasing them, you know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, he got away with murder and all that. They don't put his old down. But look, the way that shit happened is, like, just crazy. Because imagine that happening today. You know what I'm saying? But it could have happened today because too much technology, information. But it happened back then. It wasn't that much out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why they were still just sending letters.
Fake on my heart and my
but,
life. This
if
is
it
fake.
happened today, they would have been calling,
That's
you know what I'm
Photoshop.
saying?
That's
But
fake.
it happened,
On my mama, that's fake.
I
On
don't
my
know, it
heart
happened
and
like
my life, my little brother's grave, I could die right now. That's fake.
the 60s or something like that. Shoot, or even the 70s, I don't know. And like, they had sketches and all that. They could never figure out who it was, you know what I'm saying? So, this right here is legendary. And my man, he look, I don't know, you can't judge no book by a cover, but that nigga do look motherfucking, he do look a little crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yo, like, if y'all haven't seen Zodiac, you know what I'm saying, go watch that movie, you feel me? And this shit right here crazy, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the hell. How he got away with that is like his history, you know what I'm saying? But then I also wanted to pull up some images, but I ain't find it. They had showed somebody on Facebook had like put the real images of the guy, and he was taking pictures with him. I guess it was his son, and like, yeah, like it's really real. Like, I mean, of course, you got his real family that's connected to him, but they was putting on there like that he was with his, like the person that was taking pictures with him was like, yo, this is, they put question mark, this is the Zodiac? And that was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Here it comes.
And that's a smooth lead. So I think it's this guy really him, you know what I'm saying? And that nigga got the fuck, like that nigga got away with this shit easy, smooth, you know what I'm saying? So after this, y'all gonna hear the news. I'm gonna let the news play after this. Y'all can be able to see and really hear about the things that he was doing. You know, we're gonna tell the full story. You know what I'm saying? I just had to let y'all know, like, this shit right here really crazy type shit. But yeah, check out this news clip right here. They're gonna tell everything that really happened, you feel me? This shit bananas. You heard?
Renee.
Yeah, Elizabeth, this group also connects the Zodiac killer to a murder, a 55-year-old murder out of Riverside. But I just got off the phone with Riverside police who tell me right now there is no connection, and that's not true.
I hope you are having lots of fun and trying to catch me.
That's the message some amateur sleuths claim to have cracked from the taunting Zodiac killer letters. And now, according to the Casebreakers website, the team of independent investigators say the killer is Gray Francis Post, who lived and worked as a painter in Groveland but died in 2018. The group points to this photo that shows scars on the man's forehead that matches a scar in the sketch of the Zodiac killer, who terrorized the Bay Area in the late 60s with a series of murders and riddles. It's the latest in a long list of claims of people saying they know the identity of the Zodiac killer. But is this really him? We reached out to the FBI today, which said the Zodiac killer case remains open. We have no new information to share at the moment. And we've also calls to family of the man that this group has identified as also people that that man may have known, but nobody answered our calls today.
Renee, thank you. Now, a local attorney says his investigator identified the same suspect years ago. So let's turn to CBS 13's Steve Large. He spoke to them about the evidence they uncovered. Pretty fascinating, Steve.
Yeah, separate from this group's announcement today, Sacramento attorney Mark Reichel and his investigator John Kennedy say they found the same results in their research back in 2016 when they got a tip about Gary Post, and they investigated it, spent a lot of time on it, and again found this man to be the Zodiac killer. Now, they say at the time, Post was serving some time waiting for trial for a charge of domestic violence in Tuolumne County. They reached out to the Tuolumne County DA. They reached out to the San Francisco Police Department and the FBI. Here's first Mark Reichel and then John Kennedy talking about this announcement today, what it feels like hearing this name again.
It's a good feeling, but there was a bit of, sadness to it that we actually, when he was still alive, we're talking to individuals in law enforcement about, we were confident it was him.
I could put him by just looking through old phone books. And when was the last time anybody looked in an old phone book for anything? But going to the library, that's simple, and going through Bay Area phone books that put him in the Bay Area at the right times. And then when he moved out of the Bay Area to the Fairfield area, and started a business there, that's when everything with Zodiac stopped.
Despite the fact that they say they believe, in fact, that it's Gary Post that was the Zodiac killer, to be absolutely certain, both men say that they would like to see some science to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. They do believe that the San Francisco Police Department will likely be releasing some information, more information later on about this. But that's where it stands right now. This name coming up here at 2021 after they researched it thoroughly back in 2016.
Very interesting. A case that continues to captivate so many. Indeed. Thanks, Steve. Well, as Renee mentioned, there's been endless speculation about the Zodiac killer's identity for decades. And in 2008, a woman came forward alleging her father, Guyward Hendrickson, was the killer, and that as a child, she had been with him for two of the murders. A Sacramento handwriting expert pointed to another man, though, Jack Terrence. He died back in 2006 and was cremated. The FBI actually tried running DNA tests using old letters that he sent to his stepson in Pollock Pines, who also believed that Terrence was the killer, but those tests were inconclusive.
And people aren't just trying to uncover the killer's identity, but also crack those cryptic messages he sent to newspapers during the killing spree. One of them, the 340 cipher, as it's known, was just decoded last December by 3 code experts. It read, "I hope you're having lots of fun in trying to catch me." They ran the message through decryption software, looking for anything that made sense.
That's what really stood out. And that's when I knew, okay, this has got to be something real. And that's when my heart rate just really shot up.
There's still one cipher left, but experts say it may be too short to ever solve. Lots of layers to this. We have you covered. We have more on the Zodiac killer, including more information about the victims and the decades-long investigation. Just go to CBS13.com.
Hey, I want y'all to check out this clip. It's from 2020 in December when they first got some information about the killer. Check it out.
A Melbourne mathematician and 2 fellow cryptologists have been officially recognised by the FBI for solving a 50-year-old cryptic message written by the Zodiac serial killer. At least 5 people were killed by the Zodiac killer in the 1960s, but the killer's identity is not known. Dr. Samuel Blake is that mathematician. He joins us now from Melbourne. Dr. Blake, welcome to ABC News. This is an extraordinary discovery. Congratulations. How does it feel to be involved in unravelling this code, and what does it say?
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was such a long shot. We tried several 100,000 incorrect ways of solving the cipher, and just by chance we happened to sort of stumble upon a fragment of how it could be solved, and using that fragment we reverse engineered the entire solution and got the entire message out from the Zodiac.
So what was that all-important message that took so much work to find?
So, I mean, I'm not an expert on what the Zodiac had to say. I managed to help to get that message out. It doesn't reveal his identity. It doesn't give a lot of clues to his identity. I think more what it does is the method that he was able to use to create that cipher may help track down who he is.
And when you say we, obviously you weren't alone in this process. You worked with at least 2 other people at this point because it's more than 50 years since that message was first published. So just take us through how you worked together and who was involved with doing this.
Yeah, so David Aranchak is from the United States, and he has been working on trying to solve this cipher in his spare time for 15 years. Which is a Herculean effort. I saw some of the videos that he'd put online promoting analysis that he'd done of this cipher, and I thought they were excellent. And so I reached out to him in, I think, about March of this year, and it was sort of a way of getting through the Melbourne COVID lockdown was to play around with this in my spare time.
Amazing. And was there any special technology that helped to finally, I mean, you talked about reverse engineering when you finally found a couple of pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah, so what you can see on the screen now is a program called AZ Decrypt, which is written by a guy from Belgium called Jarl van Eyck, and that was a central piece of technology that we used. And then I used the Spartan supercomputer at Melbourne University to run some of our candidate reading directions through the cipher in order to work out which was the right direction to look through the cipher. And so it was a large problem of trial and error.
And with this, I mean, what was it that made the code so difficult to break?
It was a combination of 2 things. So it was a homophonic substitution cipher. So letters in the text that the Zodiac was encrypting is replaced with multiple symbols. But then the reading direction that we're normally used to is, left to right, top to bottom on a page. Whereas what the Zodiac did in this cipher was to write it out down the diagonals of the page. So he went one row down, 2 2 columns across, 1 row down, 2 columns across, in order to write it out. And trying to stumble across that correct enumeration was one of the main difficulties here.
And as you point out, this is just a step towards hopefully solving the case. It's still an active case. So how do you feel about being involved in something like this? And are you working on any further clues which might help people finally solve the identity?
Yeah, I think the chances that we were going to be at all involved in this were so small, because the chances of solving this after 50 years was next to zero. And so being able to play a role in this is fantastic. I hope this decryption may lead to, better narrowing down who this person is. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. In regards to the other 2 ciphers that he sent, we're looking at those to see if there's ways in which we can use the work that we've done on the 340 cipher to solve those. But none of that is clear at this stage.
Well, you've already made a huge inroad. It's an extraordinary effort, as I said earlier. Thank you, Dr. Sam Blake there in Melbourne, so much for your time.
So much.